What's up guys, this is Sound We Make. Today I'm gonna show you how to remake David Guettas' collaboration called Family. The download link will be in the description, so let's start. So the project tempo will be 88, so you can adjust that, and let's listen to intro first. So right away, when I was starting this project, I knew that I will have to really search a lot for a good guitar, and it's quite difficult to do in Logic. I managed to find this one. So the tone was very similar to the original. I used a Sculpture. This is Funky Lick Stratocaster. I also used some effects. We have this big cab clean amp, then we have stereo delay, and we have reverb. So this is the second layer. And for this I used Alchemy. So I used Electric 80s preset, electric guitar settings here. I used the same amp. I also used sample delay to make the guitar sound wider. And then we have this guitar strike. It's basically a sound that you get when you hit the guitar with your hand, and it kind of makes it sound like it's being played by someone. Here we have some effects. We have reverb, we have channel EQ, we have enveloper. The tail for this sample was a little bit too long, so I used this enveloper tool to make it shorter. So now we can move to chorus part. So this technically could be an intro as well, but I structured it this way. So let's say it's a chorus. Here we have a bass line. So definitely pay attention to velocities here. If you do not adjust these, it's gonna sound different. So you can adjust that here on the left side. So for this bass, I used Sculpture. I used muted bass picked preset. For the effects, I have big stack amp, channel EQ. I cut the lows a little bit. Then we have two hats. One is on the left side, one is on the right side. And the last thing we have here is a guitar strike. So here you can see just before the verse starts, we have pause. Just remove all the elements here. Okay, now let's check out the verse. Guitars and bass stay the same. For the drums, we have this Foley sound. We have these hats. Kick. We also have this almost like a percussion sounding kick. It's actually the same kick, and all I did was these EQ settings here and some overdrive, some sample delay, and this is how it sounds. Then we have this vibra hit effect, collapse. And the last thing we have here is the same clap, just with a lot of reverb, and it kind of ends the verse. So now we're at pre-chorus. Here we have strings. So for these strings I used Alchemy. The preset's called Classic Pop Analog Strings, Synth String Settings. These are the EQ settings. Guitars stay the same, bass stay the same. We have an 808 in here. I made this in ES2. I also made this 808 slowdown effect. I used previous 808 and I would just make this note longer, and I would then bounce in place. It would create a new audio file in a new track, and then I would use a fade tool here to make this slowdown effect. So then we have toms here. So for these I used SoCal Kit, some channel EQ. Then we have clap. Clap with reverb. Snare. Another snare with reverb. Crash. And we have a downlifter here. Let's move to chorus. For the chorus, we have a new guitar layer. For this guitar, I used the same Electric 80s preset, and I dragged all the notes one octave up. Here, at the end, as you can see, the notes change a little bit. They change also for those two layers. I added a sub bass. So you can barely hear it. I hope you're listening on headphones. I used ES2 for this. So the notes change for sub at the end here. I also used another bass. So this is Alchemy's bass, 70s classic synth bass with some channel EQ. So now I'm gonna just solo the drums so you can hear what's happening here. And then we have this downlifter here. Alright, so now we're at the second verse. So here there's no major changes, only some small changes in the drum pattern, but that's about it. So let's move to pre-chorus. Alright, so here we have this guitar with filter effect. So this sound is from Alchemy, preset's called Autumn Legends. I used this rotor plugin, Keen Guitar preset, channel EQ, and a single EQ filter with high cut. As you can see here, I automated the frequencies. Then we have the same string as before. So now we have this airy synth lead. Guitars are the same as before. Here we have this sub. So this sub is playing along with the filtered guitar. The bass guitar is playing the same as before. Second bass is playing the same notes as sub bass. We have toms here. We're adding a clap with reverb. Some snares. Another snare with reverb. Foley sounds. Here we have hats. Kick. The pre-chorus ends with this 808 slowdown, and then here we have these snares. And as you can see here, this audio file is basically one of these snares bounced in place and then reversed. So you can basically reverse by double clicking, then going to functions, reverse. Then also here with these snares, if we select them and we go here, we can see that I did some volume changes. This one is just standard. As you can see, there's no value in here. But once you click this one, you can see it's minus 9 dB. And then this one is, again, just a regular. That way it makes that rhythm. And here at the very end, we have kick roll. So here in the second part of the chorus, we have this new melody coming in. And for this sound, we actually used it before. I forgot to show you the plugin. This is Alchemy, Airy Synth Lead, Brassy settings with some bit crusher and reverb. Now we move to verse number 3. So here we have these strings. So here I used strings plugin and reverb. So here we have bass. Here I also added a new element, which is a snap. And tambourine. So then in the bridge we have a piano part. So for the piano I used grand piano and strings. Then we have bass line here. The drums. Then we have this riser and this impact sound. We also have this 808 slowdown effect. So now we're at the last chorus. There's not much new going on here. We have some downlifter in the middle. We also have some crashes here in the middle and in the beginning. last thing we have here is outro, and here we have strings. Then we have this guitar. A second layer. So here we have acoustic guitar. This instrument is from Alchemy, and the preset's called Acoustic Cascades. And these are the EQ settings. And here we have impact. Alright guys, that will be it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making this beat. Like and subscribe, maybe comment something, help me grow this channel. For those of you who want this project, there's a link in the description. If some of you are interested in my original music, then I have a second channel, Sound We Make, where I post all my beats. So yeah, see you next time guys.